It makes you lose all morals and self-respect.
I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
If you go to a party or bar and you hear people saying, "Have you seen Molly?" what they're talking about is ecstasy. According to the Drug Enforcement Administration, Molly is the slang term for molecular. It's the powder or crystal form of MDMA, which is a methamphetamine derivative and is allegedly a more pure form of ecstasy.
The guys selling the drug have done a brilliant job of calling an old drug something new.
It's commonly put into clear capsules like these.
Days and days, like no baths.
27-year-old Hernandez Wilson says he almost let Molly ruin his life.
Hey, to the point where, you know, your family don't want to have no more dealings with you, you know, from just, man, my lowest point was just like when I wake up sometime and you had on the same socks for 3 and 4 days and your feet just has an aroma.
Wilson is one of 11 million people in America ages 12 and older who've admitted to trying the highly addictive drug.
A lot of people want to try it because they hear it in these songs so much.
My friends call me Molly, I just want to party. Molly and some acid tabs.
Molly in my veins. Got your girl on Molly.
Molly world, Molly world.
Talking about Mary, she gone off that Molly.
From popular hip-hop artist Kanye West to legendary pop icon Madonna, everyone seems to be lacing their music with Molly.
Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. Pop the Molly, I'm sweating.
You popped a Molly, now you're sweating. Well, there's a reason for that.
They're sweating because, you know, that drug, if it's pure, can cause an immediate hyperthermic reaction where they're sweating a lot. And that can end you up in the emergency room with heart failure, kidney failure.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
3 major neurotransmitters that MDMA or ecstasy releases in your brain. One, serotonin, which is your motivational mood neurotransmitter. There's norepinephrine, which is your energy-provoking neurotransmitter. And then dopamine, which is your feel-good chemical.
Now, back to our show.
It makes everything just like bust out at you from your personal life, your sex life. Everything has more kick to it.
Until it kicks you down. According to drugabuse.gov, once Molly wears off, it can cause long-term depression, agitation, hallucinations, and even death. Over the past few years, according to Dr. Jones, visits to emergency rooms for ecstasy all over the country have increased by 550%.
I don't know if you've heard the term Tuesday blues, but that comes after using ecstasy on the weekend. I had a patient recently that took a hit of Molly and ended up in the emergency room with hallucinations and really high temperature, and she almost died from it. Well, what she got was not MDMA, it was a mixture of other things.
Several other drugs and chemicals are being mixed with Molly and passed off as the real thing. Instead of pure MDMA, you could be taking heroin, crack, and even rat poison. Molly is definitely here in the Chattahoochee Valley. Captain Gil Sluchik with the Columbus Police Department heads the Special Operations Unit. He says since January, they've busted more than a dozen people with the psychotropic drug.
We see it, we see ecstasy. They both carry the same penalties. You know, they're both a Schedule I drug, which puts them right up there with heroin.
And it will put you right in jail if you're caught with it. Captain Sluchik says that even if you're caught with one pill, authorities have the right to seize everything in your possession. However, Hernandez says peer pressure and curiosity can sometimes outweigh the fear of incarceration.
I'm thinking it's cool and want to try something in experimentation. Experiment turns to something that is like you have to have. Like, yes, it's a hold on you that can't nobody but the higher power release. And it'll either take you to your grave or it'll get released from you.
4 years ago, Wilson decided he'd had enough of jail, drugs, and disappointing his family.
Before my mother passed away, almost 3 years ago, May the 2nd, but she was able to witness my first 90 days of my sobriety, you know, so she was able to go to her grave in peace to know that she didn't have her child out here in the bondage to addiction again, because addiction is a disease. It is a disease like cancer. Like seriously, it eats you from the end out.
It seems like finding Molly is a bad idea. If you or anyone you know is battling addiction, we'll post places you can find help on our website, WTVM.com. In Columbus, Brittany Dionne, WTVM News Leader 9.